Welcome back. Today's lesson will concentrate on the basics of Java, classes, and variables. Let's get started. Because Android sits on top of Java and the Android SDK is written in Java, it is important for us to learn the ins and outs of this language. Java is really straightforward, so just by learning a few object-oriented programming concepts and learning some basic statements, we are well on our way. Obviously, to learn the language fully will take more time. Keep at it and you'll be successful. You can always find help on the internet in regards to just about any problem you may encounter while developing something. A high-level programming language is designed to use statements that mimic our natural language and are easy for us to read and understand, as opposed to a low-level programming language where every instruction is really machine code. Java is a high-level programming language. What's interesting about Java, and I really wish that other languages did the same thing, is that it has the ability to run in multiple environments. Traditionally, if you write a Windows app, it'll only work in Windows. If you have an OS X app, it will only run on a Mac. Java, on the other hand, uses virtual machines to run applications. So as long as you have a VM in your environment, you can run the Java code. Everything starts out with a Java file, which is really a simple text file that contains all of your code. You use a Java compiler to create a class file, which is your code converted to something that Oracle calls bytecode, which is the machine language that is understood by the Java virtual machine. Then, depending on the platform you're on, the local Java VM will run your bytecode and display your application on the screen. Java is a case-sensitive language. This shouldn't be a big deal to work with. Most languages are case-sensitive, with the exception of Microsoft's Visual Basic. Be careful when typing things in. Because the language is object-oriented, Java combines classes, objects, and functions using the dot notation. For example, in this slide, we're looking at a library called Android. Android contains other libraries such as App, OS, Widget, and many others. Within each of those libraries, we have classes such as activity and dialog. So when you add references to these classes in your application, you can access their properties and methods. Eclipse gives you hints whenever you type in part of the statement. As soon as you hit the dot, it'll give you the list of available methods and properties for a given object. Use this feature to learn about the classes you are working with. In Java, each statement can take up one or more lines. It must be ended with a semicolon. As you can see on the slide, we have 7 lines of code, each separated by a semicolon. Most code is grouped to perform a specific tasks. In Java, we use the French braces to do the grouping. In this example, you can see we have a class called Notebook, which has a start and an end denoted by the orange French brackets. Inside that class, we have a variable declaration followed by a function called print_attribs, which is denoted by the blue brackets. You should always document your code. This helps you when you have to go back to it at a later time and review it. For multi-line comments, use a / followed by an asterisk to start a comment and end it with an asterisk /. You can also create JavaDoc comments, which are started off with a / and ended with an asterisk /. JavaDoc comments are useful for documenting the main functionality of each class and method. They can be compiled into an HTML help file later that can be used by people who will not necessarily see your original source code. Single line comments are just 2 /. These comments can be added on a single line or at the end of an existing